BPG, what's good?
What's up? I can't list the reasons why I like men because they're very specific to the man that I sleep with, and if I
That's
get
what I already know. I know you like your man. I know women like a man. But in general, because I can name things that I like about women in general.
I mean, I,
You know what, man?
mm,
Hold on, wait. Men are kind of creative. Cause
I mean,
this shit here takes an imagination.
yeah, yeah. I think the weird part about it is men have a way of kind of spoiling the things that you do like about them. Like I've met some men who are just insanely hilarious. Like when you talk to them immediately, like they are a good time. But those same kind of men are usually really trash towards women. Like you gotta kind of
Mm.
keep yourself as friend, sister, homie, in order to stay safe because once you jump out of that box, you find out the ugly truth about that man. I think that's the sad part. Like I think men do have a lot of redeeming qualities, but they kind of mess it up themselves. Like they honestly, to me, sometimes they just talk too long. Like sometimes they start sharing ideas and opinions that are just like, dog, I really liked you as a person. Be
Mhm.
quiet, please. Like,
But that ain't good. That ain't good. If the more you talk, if the more somebody talks, the less you like them. Then that's that.
look, I had a
Did you
coworker
like them?
too. He was absolutely like he was really brilliant. Like he was a brilliant mind as far as like film stuff. He just understood film stuff, and when you talk to him, he was always super helpful and like all of these things. And one day we had a conversation with him. One day, and he was like, "Yeah, well, women only work because they have to. Like if women didn't have to work, like they would just stay home with the kids all the time because that's y'all nature. Like y'all just love to take care of people and take care of men and children. So,
Was this
like,
an
you don't
African?
care."
Was this man an African American?
He was.
I could tell by how the tone of your voice, because I feel like if he was you, the inflection in your voice, you would have been different. But I knew by how you. That's crazy. Okay, this sounds like an African American gentleman. Okay, go
He
ahead, keep
was
going.
like, but I mean, like you think that the men on TikTok be red pill. When I tell you, like in real life, he was like red pill, but he had an immense amount of duality. Like when you had conversations with him, when you were around him in the working capacity, or even just as a friend, he was really, really funny, and he would really do like super nice things. But at the core of it was he was doing this super nice thing because you're a woman, and he feels like no, you can't lift that because I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to break a nail. Or
Hmm.
I'm going to help you with this thing because I feel like men are better suited to do this. And it just kind of tainted the whole thing.
Yeah,
It
he
was like,
infantilized women.
yeah,
That's not good. Yeah,
it was bad. It was.
I think that's where that like chivalry type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a fine line between like being chivalrous and being like you can't do that because you're a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't know until it's too late. Sometimes he's so nice. He pumps my gas at all times. And he does this for me at all times. He cooks it, and come to find out it's like he just think you can't do nothing because you're a woman.
That's literally what it was. It was very wild. But I think that, like I said, I think a lot of men kind of write themselves off in that sense. And it reminds me of something. I know that's your boy, but it reminds me of something somebody said about Tupac. They was like, Tupac is absolutely amazing person to be around. He's so funny and he's so fun and so goofy, and like the conversations you have with him will be so profound. But don't ever, like they were talking to other women, you cannot sleep with Pac. Pac has to be your friend. He has to be your brother. He has to be like your homeboy. Because the moment that you sleep with him, you will ruin all the ideas that you had about him because he's going to be misogynistic. He's going to, he gonna cheat, he gonna lie. Like he's gonna treat you completely different the moment that he sleeps with you. But the key is you have to know not to sleep with him because the way he acts towards you as a friend will make you want to be in love with him because he's that caring, that sweet, that kind, that funny, but you just can't do it. And it was like, what is
I can believe that. People, I think the thing about like a person like Pac though that I always keep in mind is Pac was 25 years old, and he was older than he was. I was 14 when Pac unalive,
Yeah.
but he was 25, 26. Like I think of myself at 25 and 26. I was a dang idiot. So I'm not gonna put it. You know what I'm saying? Like for all the knowledge and information I had and the wisdom that I had for a 26-year-old, I was still 26 years old. I was still very much in that warped frame of mind.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that men have the room to do that though. At 25, when I was 25, 26, at the same age as Pac, at the same age as you, I was already married with a whole bunch of kids. Like I was an adult by the time I was 25.
I don't want to excuse the behavior at all because I'm not. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just think that he was just like there was a lot of room for him to grow, and men because of society we're coddled and not conditioned to be as mature as we need to be. So yeah, and he was. I mean, Pac was rich from 19. You know what I'm saying? He 19, 20 years old, and he was rich pretty much from a 20-year-old to whenever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I know that distorts a lot of the stuff and all of that, but I can't make up no excuse for that because I know Pac was extremely misogynistic, extremely. And I know he made Dear Mama, and he made Brenda's Got a Baby, and he made Keep Your Head Up, but he also made I Get Around, and he also made This Is Why They Call You the B Word, and he also made Thug Passion, and he also made What's Your Phone Number, and so on and so forth, and Hit 'Em Up. Like, I mean, no, what's the song that what my gosh, not Hit 'Em Up. He made which also at the beginning of that song, Crazy. But he also made the song where he says the one with Casey and JoJo and Danny Boy, Toss It Up. Toss It Up. Toss It Up is the best bonus song on the face of the planet. You know what I'm saying? But just listen to that song. Like, that song is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that song is wild, man. Let's be real.
He was an interesting character, but I think that like I said, I think that duality, I wish, honestly, I wish more men would acknowledge that there is, that it is happening, that it is a thing, and that a lot of times women, in order to be in relationships and friendships with men, they are compromising on, I understand that he's misogynistic. It's not that they don't know. It's not that they don't understand. They are aware that they are sort of swallowing that pill of, I'm going to have to deal with some of the problematic things that he says and does, because at the core of it, I feel like he's a cool person or a good person. Like, a lot of women are kind of, pushing that part to the side so that they can have meaningful relationships with men. But I think the sad part is a lot of men don't recognize that, and instead, truthfully, they start to convince themselves that these things are nature. Like, they start
all the time.
Yeah. They do. They conflate that like what your topic has. They conflate that with they normalize that toxic behavior. Like, they literally, they convince themselves that has to be a part of it. And like I told you before, and don't steal this. I got it from a book.
Don't steal it.
Then
don't tell me.
Well, I'm gonna tell the room. You don't listen. You just close your ears and don't listen. I'm gonna just tell the room.
I'm reading this super chat. I'm gonna read the super chat. Go ahead.
When men wage war on themselves, the first casualty is a woman. Like, the first person that is harmed the most when a man believes a thing about himself or is trying to suppress a thing about himself, the first casualty of that is a woman. And I think that that's a fact that we have to be able to address in order to even get to the bottom of changing how those ideas affect us in the larger society.
Cruelty is a woman. I didn't. Let me read this